So for the motor, I got just a DC motor, 90 volt, quarter of a horsepower, 1750 RPM. Let's see, anything else? That was the major info. It's just some Chinese kind of motor, but I got this speed controller, Sam Gold, about 30 bucks on eBay. Just 4 wires into the controller, positive and negative from the motor, and then AC, hot and neutral up at the top. That's all, everything for this guy. I made a little box for all the wires and everything. So that'll sit there, and so I can control it. And we have a extension cord. I'll show you in a little bit, but it kicks on about a quarter of the way up, and then you can turn it down. I'm going to get a disc, like a belt, a disc sander disc for this shaft, 5/8, and that'll be the driving force of the sled. It'll be basically like a rotary tattoo gun, just with a bigger wheel and a sled here instead of a needle. But same basic idea. I'm going to forge the linkage out of some W1. I probably won't heat treat it, probably not necessary, but if I need to, I'll let you know. Then I have to build a sled here, and I'll probably build it a little bit above the center of axis, because the bar, the connecting bar, has to go down like this and come up. So if I build the platform above, a little bit above the center line, this, when it comes up to this area, it won't be as affected as if it was like down here. So we'll see. It'll revolve like this, or it'll revolve like that. There we go, like that. And that'll drive the sled, and I'll have probably a piece of 2x4, or maybe 2 2x4s here to lift it up, and then use some Delrin as the linear bearings for the other parts of it. So let me cut the camera and I'll show you the motor working real quick. Okay, so I've got just the on-off switch, everything on off. Got the power, and then it'll kick on around the 30 mark. And go all the way up. But usually I'm thinking it's gonna be working about like that much. This is maybe around 120 RPMs to 300 RPMs, maybe about that range. It's around this way. And it'll go pretty slow if I need to. But that will probably be way too fast. That's 1750. There's no gearing for it at the moment. I haven't thought of if I need gearing yet. If I do, I might have to add that. But we'll see. I need to build I need to bolt these guys down, and then see where everything's gonna line up and where this the shaft will be and everything. So I'll bring you guys with me as I build it. Thank you. So what I've done, I made a little platform just out of some 2x4s. So what I'm thinking is to raise these rods up, probably about so it's in line with the shaft over here. About half an inch or so. And then, so I'll have probably two run parallel. And raise these up a little bit with some aluminum or something. And then I'll have a carriage on top that is free floating for the moment. And the carriage will have the Delrin on it. And the Delrin will run on these. Do that. And the sled will be attached to the wheel through a linkage. So probably at least a 6-inch, maybe 8-inch linkage back to the back, and bolted on or screwed onto the flywheel. Hopefully that'll be good enough. That's what I'm thinking is what I'm gonna do. So what I did was I milled some aluminum square, so their top and bottom are parallel, and I milled some 1/4-inch just flat bottom holes, about 1.5 inches, or 1 3/4 inches away from each other. I'm going to cut this bar so I have one on each end, and then I milled some holes on the top, which I'll drill through with a 3/16 inch just drill bit. These are just kind of pilot holes, I guess. And so I'll drill down using that so I can screw these to the wood, and then I might have something like in the middle, like use a piece of Delrin just as a spacer, because it's pretty long run for 1/4 inch. I'm concerned that it'll wobble, so I'll probably cut a piece of Delrin, put it in the middle, just as a guide to prevent rattle and stuff like that. And that's what I'm working on right now. Let me go cut this aluminum piece and drill a hole so I know how long these bars will be, and we'll see how it goes from there. Alright. So I've had to redo these holes. I didn't mill them accurately as I wanted. I drilled through this piece of Delrin, and it's just I'm going to take off a couple thou on the ends here, because it's I'll have to push these down, or it might be the wood, one of those. I don't even know. Oh well, okay. Do that right now. Flip this over. See what we get. Plywood. No, I'll have to mill or get my plane out and flatten this, just so I can get. Well, this one over here is good, but my test piece is a little wonky. So it looks like my test piece is just a little bowed out in the middle, but I'll screw these down just to get like a test piece, or just to see how it fits. Just going to use some wood screws going here. I'm using the test piece because the wood screws will tear up the wood and I don't want that. So I'm using a test piece, and I've got these extra pieces of Delrin, which will go in here respectively, and be the pieces that actually move on the rails. So these will be attached to the top, which I'll make it out of oak, and I'm going to probably put these right in the center of these. I'm going to flatten these on the mill, and then I'll drill holes for these guys. So and then I can, if I screw down this centerpiece, I can take that off the ends and then put these on to see how they slide and everything. So I think that's what I'm going to do at the moment. So.